Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today is something completely new that I've never done before and I just fancied having a go. So I was out in the shops and I seen this kit in a shop called The Range, which is a shop here in the UK. They have a lovely big arts and crafts section. This was on offer. It was usually £7.99. It was on offer for £4.99. So I thought I'd pick it up. They have lots of different kits in there for arts and crafts. So basically they're just little sets that have everything in there for you to make a complete project from start to finish. They're like little taster sessions, I suppose. If it's something you fancy doing, then you can try one of these kits. If you like it, then you can invest a bit more. So this one that I picked up, we're going to do today. It is, I'll show you. It's this Mosaic coaster kit. So inside this box, you get 2 wooden coasters, 2 different shapes. You get the scraper, the craft glue, the grout, and 2 bags of mosaic pieces. So I always see people doing mosaics and think, it looks really lovely and like a really fun, relaxing project. And it's something I have wanted to try for quite a while. So when I seen this, I thought, why not? How difficult can it be? She says. It is suitable for beginners and intermediate crafters. So fingers crossed, I'll be okay. But yeah, I thought I'd give this a try. I'm going to unbox it with you guys now so we can see what's inside. But yeah, it should be quite nice, quite cute. And I think for 2 coasters, you get like 2 pieces, 2 finished pieces at the end for £4.99. I thought that was pretty good value. So let's open up the box and have a look inside and see exactly what we get with it. So let's open this up and see what we've got inside. So like I said before, we've got 2 coasters. So you get 2 wooden coasters. So you've got this like flower one, which is really nice. The wood's quite nice as well, actually. And then just your standard round coaster. You've got some glue, which is obviously to glue the little mosaic pieces down, I imagine. You get this little scraper and 2 little bags of mosaic pieces. So we've got this like green coloured one and then this blue coloured one. So 2 bags of that and then a bag of, what you call it? Is it grout? Is that what it was called? Yes, white grout. So that's obviously when you've finished it off. And most importantly, instructions, which I will be following because I am that person that follows instructions. So we'll have a read through that. And yeah, so that's all the pieces. That's everything we need to get started. So let's get on. By the way, guys, before we start, I'm in a bad way. I've got a blocked ear at the moment, so currently got some tissue stuffed in there because I've just put some eardrops in. I can't hear very much, so if I do shout, I apologise. And then last night I also started with a sore eye. I don't know what's going on with my eye, but I've got some pain right in the corner of my eye. Hence the no mascara today. So often when I don't wear mascara, people ask me, are you okay? Have you been crying? No, I haven't. It's just my eyes. So if I look like I've been crying, I have not. I've just got a sore eye, so I've got no eye makeup on. Which may make me look a little bit like I've been crying. I haven't. But yeah, in a bad way, bad ear, bad eye, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, just thought I'd explain. Okay, so I've just briefly glanced over these instructions. And it looks like this is going to be a bit of a long process because step 1, place your mosaic pieces on your coasters, whatever design you like. As you can see from the box, that's the designs that they've done. You can do whatever you want, it doesn't matter, does it? So yeah, I'll just have a little play and pop them on wherever I choose. Glue them down, yep, that's fine. And then it says, wait for a minimum of 2 hours to allow the glue to dry. So I'm gonna have to do the first stage, wait 2 hours, and then I can mix the grout and do the final steps. It won't matter to you, 2 hours will be a nanosecond, but yeah, 2 hours for me. But that's okay, it's a gorgeous day today, so I'll go and sit in the garden for 2 hours and read my book. Yeah, so we'll do the first step, we'll get that recorded, and then I'll be back with you for the final stages. Which one to do first though, that's the question. Flower or circle? I think maybe the flower one. It's a bit bigger, this one. So just in case I'm a bit excessive with my mosaic pieces, maybe I'll do the bigger one first. So yeah, let's do this one. So I'm going to use this box and empty these little mosaic pieces into here, just so they're easier to see and grab, and you can see the shapes and things of them then. So I'll flip them all over. These are These are mostly green, and it looks like a little bit of like turquoise, actually. Really, really nice colours, really cute colours. Oh, I still feel like I'm shouting. I'm really sorry if I'm shouting. So yeah, they're sort of like a greeny and a turquoise, as you can see. I don't know if it's picking up on camera properly, the colours, but yeah, it's like a green and a turquoise. And then we've got these blues. So let's pop the blues in as well. And as I say, you can just see the colours and the shapes a little bit better. So let's have a look what we've got here. We've got, yeah, it's like a darker blue and a lighter blue, like a sky blue almost. So yeah, again, really pretty little colours. Flip them all over so you can see them properly. And then let me show you them. So they're the colours, the blues and the greens, different shades of blues, different shades of greens. So we'll leave them to one side, nice and easy to grab. So guys, I've got my coaster, I've got my mosaic pieces here, and I'm just going to have a little play first of all and pop some down just to sort of get a little feel for the shapes and the colours. Absolutely no method in what I'm doing whatsoever, just going to dot some about. And I've also decided I'm not going to just stick to the same colour in each one. I don't want one to be blue and one to be green. I'm just going to mix them up. Just because, yeah, why not? So yeah, before you actually commit to gluing them, you can just, I guess, have a little play about and see what sort of pattern you want to make or how they look. You don't have to do this, obviously. You can just go for it and stick them on, but yeah. There's only really two different shapes. You've got the little triangles or the little squares. So it's not going to be anything like massively exciting, but it's still going to look cute once it's all done. And actually there is more pieces than I thought, considering these little coasters are not that big. So I thought I might have run out of mosaic pieces, but it looks like it's going to be fine. So yeah, as you can see, you can just have a little play first of all before you start gluing them. So just place them on and see how the colours work together, how the shapes work, where you might want to place them. If not, you can just completely improvise and start gluing straight away. There's no rules. It's your piece, it's your coaster. Do what you want to do. So yeah, I've got no plan really. I was just having a little look to see what that looked like. But I am going to mix my colours as well, because you've got like the blue tones and the green tones, which on the box they've done them as separate colours, but I'm going to mix mine. I quite like them mixed. I might pop you on a time lapse for parts of this, or maybe all of it. We'll start off in normal time and then maybe put you on a time lapse, because it's going to be a very long, boring process for you to sit and watch otherwise. So yeah, let's get gluing. Not joking, guys, I've only just started, like literally, and I already feel zen. I already feel relaxed. It's so therapeutic. There's just something about when you're crafting or doing something like this that you just switch off and you're so focused on what you're doing that everything else just melts away. You don't think about anything except this moment that you're in, and it's so lovely. It's very relaxing. So far, I'm enjoying my little mosaics. Suppose you can either pop the glue onto the back of the tile, or you can just pop it straight onto the coaster. I don't really think it matters. On the diagram, it shows you putting the glue onto the back of the tile, but I mean, I guess it's either or. I don't think it makes a big difference. The only thing I do notice is the glue kind of splurges out the sides, but again, we're going to be grouting anyway, so again, I don't think that will matter. I do keep wiping it, but I think that's just me being fussy. this is the preferred method actually. I like to put a little bit of glue on the back of the tile and then just spread it around. So yeah, gets a nice even layer then. I just feel like it's a little bit more secure. You know what, every time I do these I think, Nadine, you should really do your nails, sort your hands out. But you know what, hard-working hands, grafters' hands. Like, my nails are a mess. I do normally put nail varnish on them. And then on my last video, I just took the nail varnish off, so I had all bits, traces of nail varnish around my skin, which just looked terrible. But you know what, we live in the real world. This is real life. And yeah, I've just got, not the best hands. So apologies for the hands. Ooh, knocking my glue over. I can see why they tell you to wait 2 hours for the glue to dry, because even though you're pressing the glue down, I think it's only like a PVA glue. If you knock it, they kind of move quite easily. You definitely do need to let that set, because if you put the grout on and start grouting too early when they've not set, they're all going to move about. So yeah, it makes sense to leave it for a couple of hours to dry. What I've done so far, as you can see, there's literally no method or pattern. I'm just literally gluing and sticking, which is quite nice. You know, sometimes you don't want to just think too much. So yeah, a nice, easy little project. Okay guys, so I think I'm going to leave this one like this for now. I've crammed in as much as I can and filled those gaps. There are a few little gaps bigger than I'd like, but yeah, it's okay. It's going to be fine. So I'm going to leave that one, put that one to one side, and then I'm going to move on to this little round one. As you can see, I've still got quite a few pieces left. I don't know if you can see actually. There's still quite a lot of mosaic pieces left. Plenty to fill this little one. So yeah, I'm going to get on with that one next, and then we will leave them for the 2 hours and come back to it a little bit later on to do the grouting. Okay guys, as you can see with this one, I haven't glued these down yet. I've just done as before, I've placed them down just to see how they look, and I've done more of a pattern with this one. I don't know if you can see that properly. So yeah, this one's got a little bit more structure to it, whereas this one was a little bit more ad hoc. So yeah, this one's stuck down, this one isn't. So I'm going to get glue in these pieces and then we can leave them for 2 hours. Okay guys, so that is both coasters complete, and as you can see I've still got quite a few bits of the mosaic pieces left, but that's fine, you can just keep them and use them on another project. So that's our first one that we've done, that is our flower, and as you can see I've just in an ad hoc way stuck them on wherever I felt like. There was absolutely no method, no pattern, just stuck them on. Then this is the second one, this is the round one, which as you can see has a little bit more of a pattern to it. What I will say about putting the mosaic pieces on is the great thing is, because you're just gluing them on, if you decide that you don't like where that piece is or you want to change the colour up, like I did a few times actually, you can just pull them off and re-stick them on, because the glue takes a little while to dry. So it gives you that little bit of time for you to play about with it. So yeah, you can easily remove them and re-stick them on. So that's the beautiful thing about this. You don't need to, once you've stuck it on, you're not committed. You know, you can like rejig them about a bit to your liking. So we're going to leave them to dry for 2 hours. Yeah, we have to set them to dry for 2 hours, and then we will come back and we will mix the grout, and then we'll do, it does say you may need a few coatings of this. Let me just have another look again. Yeah, so we spread it on, wipe it off with a damp sponge, or you have to leave that for 24 hours as well. So it does say you may need to repeat the grouting step possibly 3 to 7 times. Oh no, that's me. Repeat steps 3 to 7 if the grout shrinks. So yeah, you may need to repeat it once or twice because the grout can shrink once it's dried. So yeah, I'm going to leave that for 2 hours. I'm going to go and sit in the sun, read my book, make myself an iced coffee, and then we'll come back in and we will carry on. So yeah, let's go make that coffee. And then by the time we've drank that, sunbathed, read a bit of book, it'll be time to grout these. And as I said before, that will be a click of a finger for you, but a couple of hours for me. So we'll be right back. Okay, next up, coffee. And just like that, guys, we are back. 2 hours have passed, although it probably doesn't seem that way for you. But yes, I am back, and I got a little bit carried away, and I've already mixed the grout. I forgot to do it on camera. I got a bit excited. So anyway, I've mixed the grout. It was just 3 tablespoons of the grout powder and 1 tablespoon of water, and just keep mixing it until you get this kind of thick paste. As you can see, it is quite thick. And then all we need to do now is spread a layer across the coaster, filling in all the gaps, just making sure everything's covered, and then we wipe it clean with a sponge. I don't actually have a sponge. I'm going to have to use some sort of cloth. And then you leave it to set for 24 hours. So I'm just going to go ahead with this one. This one is definitely set, but I have a feeling some of these are still a little bit loose. But we'll do this one for now anyway and see how we get on. I'm just a bit of a keen bean, too eager. So we're just going to plough on with this one and see how we get on. There doesn't seem to be an awful lot of the paste though. I'm not sure there's going to be enough. But yeah, let's have a little look. So use the spreader to spread evenly and fill all the gaps. So you've got your little spreader. I'm just going to take some on the end. And I don't know if you can see there, I'm just going to literally spread it on, like so. And fill in all those gaps, just make sure that everything is covered. It's a bit like being a tiler. Have you ever tiled? I have not. I say that like I've tiled. Just literally covering everything. What you don't want is any, see like these little gaps, these need to be filled. You don't want any little gaps because that will just create a hole. So they all need to be filled. So just make sure everything is filled, there's no holes, and then you can scrape it off then, all the excess. So I feel like that is filled. Let's scrape off. It's a little bit messy, and I'm really not sure I'm going to have enough grout. I don't have a damp sponge, but I do have a damp cloth, so I'm hoping that this will work. So I'm literally just going to wipe over everything. See, there are lots of gaps there. I feel like I need to fill that in a bit more. I'm just going to wipe over this all again and get the actual wood nice and clean. I feel like as I'm wiping it, I'm scooping it back out, because I feel like there's little dents and stuff. Let me refill them. Just going to fill in those little gaps where I feel like it looks a bit gappy, if that makes sense. Yeah, that's a bit better. There's a little bit there as well. Oh, this is the messy part, guys, I tell you. I think maybe my problem is that I don't have a sponge. So I feel like the cloth is wiping it off, and you really do need a sponge. Okay, so that's a bit better. So I'm just going to tidy this up. So as you can see, it looks like this so far. I'm just going to go around to get all that excess, especially off the wood, because you don't want that drying and setting on the wood, because it's just going to look wrong and messy. So let's get all that off. Yeah, we'll definitely make sure you've got a sponge, guys, because I don't think just a regular cloth like I'm using is the best thing. I think it makes your life a bit difficult. So a sponge is definitely better. If it had looked harder, I'd have probably found a sponge in the garage. But anyway, it's not turning out too bad so far. Let's see how the underneath is looking. It's okay. So that's how I've got it so far. The underneath is nice and clean. All around those edges, nice and clean. As I say, it does say at the end after the 24 hours that your stones will need a little polish, but I just don't want this setting and going hard. So I'll get as much of it off now as I can. And hopefully when I polish it, they'll come up nice. So actually, yeah, it's not too bad. This has come out quite nice. Okay guys, so I've done the first one. As you can see, it's looking like this. I've tidied it all up. Look, if you can look closely, I've given all the little tiles a little wipe to make sure that they're all nice and clean. At the very end, you do have to give them a polish, so I'm hoping any little extra bits of, it'll probably be a bit like dust once it's dried. I'm hoping that will come off. But yeah, I seem to have filled all the gaps. I've cleaned it all up so it's nice and clean on the wood. And yeah, it's just a case of letting that set now for 24 hours. So yeah, one down. Still got this one to do, but as I say, I'm sure this is still a bit wet. I also don't have that much of the grout left. I used an awful lot of grout there, but I do think it's because I used a cloth and not a sponge. Definitely get yourself a sponge, because yeah, I think I made things a little bit difficult using the cloth. It wiped off too much of the excess, whereas a sponge I think would be, yeah, a bit smoother. So I'm going to have a go at this one. I'm going to see if I can mix up the last of that grout and see if there's enough. Fingers crossed, because I love this one as well. It's really cute. But yeah, I don't really necessarily want to go out and buy more grout just to do one more tile. But yeah, let's get on. Let's give it a try. So I've just mixed some more grout. I'm going to try a little bit of a different method here. I'm just going to pour this on to the actual tile like so, and then try and just distribute it in the hope that that goes on a bit more even. So let's have a little look at that. Oh God, that's quite a lot, isn't it? Yeah, this is definitely messy, but that's what's fun about arts and crafts. You can get messy. Just make sure you're in a workspace that you're okay getting messy, unlike my kitchen table. Oh, I'm dripping. Right, let's just scoop off this excess into here so we don't waste it, just in case we need a little bit more. But yeah, I think that was a better idea actually, just pouring it on. And I think my paste before, I don't know whether that was too thick or this one's too runny. This one's definitely a bit runnier. But as I say, I didn't have as much powder, so I have mixed it with still one tablespoon of water, so that could possibly have been too much water for the liquid, but this is definitely runnier. I'm going to give this a wipe and hope I don't wipe it all off again like I did before. Over that, like so. Yeah, look, that's I think that liquid is too runny. Just going to clean my hands up again and then refill that. So if we just clean it up, then we can see where we need to put a bit more of the product. What I'll do once this is done is obviously I'll leave it overnight, and I'll come back in the morning and show you it, just in case, because it did say the grout could shrink back, but I definitely won't have enough grout to re-grout it anyway, so whatever will be will be. But yeah, I will come back in the morning and show you how we got on. I'm just using that little tool there just to sort of fill in the little gaps and push the product around a bit where it needs it, and then come back and give that one last wipe. So I've just given my cloth another little clean, and I'm going to just give it one more wipe over. Try not to take off the product. It's so hard without a sponge. That's the one thing missing out this kit. They should supply a little sponge. So I'm just wiping that over again. I'm trying to be really gentle so as to not take all the product off. So I think what I'll do now is just tidy up the edges, and then again I'll wipe over the little individual stones where they need wiping. I'll just wipe the bottom of that. So the underneath is nice and clean. Wiped around the edges. I'm just going to try and go over the little stones there so that it's less to polish once it has set. Because I really don't know how this is going to set, so if there's any excess of this on the little gems, the little mosaic pieces, I'm hoping it will just brush off. If you can see they've got like bits of the grout on the actual ceramic piece. I'm just wiping over them to get as much off as I can. So yeah, pretty happy with that, to be honest. That looks all filled in. All the gaps seem to be filled. I think them little bits that are on the ceramic pieces, I think they'll just wipe off once it's dry. The instructions do say here at the end, use a microfiber soft cloth to buff your mosaic to remove excess dry grout powder. So should be fine. So guys, let me just show you these properly. I've got the two of them here, if you can see. So they are completed. I think they look really cute. I'm so happy with them. They look lovely. So I'm going to leave them to one side to dry now overnight. 24 hours it says. And I will give you another look tomorrow, as I say, once they're complete. And yeah, I'll check back in with you. But yeah, what a lovely little project. And I mean, they're really lovely. You could definitely use them at home, little coasters. So for £4.99, I mean, what a lovely, lovely little project. Lovely little crafting, creative morning or afternoon. Relatively simple to do. And yeah, a little bit messy, but that's what crafting is about, isn't it? It's about getting stuck in. So guys, that's our project done for the day. Here are our two coasters. They are all done. I don't want to tip them because I don't want to spill the grout. But yeah, they're all here. I'm going to pop them to one side now. They're going to leave to dry overnight, and then we'll give them a nice polish in the morning. And I will obviously come back in the morning, let you see the finished products and see how they are. Hopefully that grout won't shrink too much because, yeah, I genuinely don't have any more grout to put in it. So what will be, will be. But it was a fun little project. So, yeah, it's worth picking up one of these little kits. I mean, if you're in the UK, I got this one, as I say, in the range. But you can probably pick these up anywhere. There's probably loads of places that do them. There's loads of little craft kits. Also, guys, just one other thing before I do go. Just let me know, those of you that do watch. I know I don't get many views because I am new, and I get that. But it's hard to see who is actually watching. Is it the people that enjoy the arts and crafts, or is it people that enjoy the vlogs, like the holiday vlogs and the day out vlogs? So if you can let me know in the comments if you've watched today or if you've watched any of my other videos. Just let me know in the comments. Are you here for the arts and crafts, or are you here for the vlogs, or are you here for a bit of both? Because I am trying to navigate my channel. I do want it just to be a platform where I can upload anything really that is of enjoyment to me. Hobbies, holidays, anything at all. But yeah, it would be interesting to know what direction to maybe sway it towards, because yeah, is it more arts and crafts, or is it more vlog style, holidays, days out, travel? Let me know. Little tiny comments, that would be perfect. Thanks, guys. Morning, guys. Welcome back. It is the next day. It's not quite been 24 hours since we done our little coaster project yesterday. However, it has dried. It's probably not fully dry, but dried enough for me to show you the final result. Not too bad. I'm quite pleased with the first one, the flower one. The circle one, I definitely had run out of grout. There wasn't enough because it's very cracked and gappy. So that's the one thing about that kit. I think it needs a little bit more of the grout powder in it, because there just wasn't enough to fully grout both pieces. But I mean, it's an easy fixable thing. You can buy grout. It's not expensive. So yeah, I think I will actually get some grout and redo these. But let me show you the first one. So this is the flower one that we done. So it's not dried too bad. There's a couple of little cracks in there, but on the whole, it looks quite nice, and I'm quite pleased with that. But I will also do another layer of grout on that. Just, you probably can see the little cracks. There are a few. It does say in the instructions that the grout could shrink as it dries. So yeah, I think it definitely needs another layer. But yeah, really pleased with that. I think it looks really, really sweet. Second one never turned out quite as good. As I say, I'd already run out of grout at this point, and I was scraping the dregs of what was left, and I think I'd done it a little bit too watery because there wasn't enough powder to water ratio. So anyway, this is the little round one. So as you can see there, there's a little bit of bubbling, cracking. It's shrunk quite a bit, and there's just not enough grout in there anyway. You can see that it's not flush, so it definitely needs another coat. So I will get some grout and I will redo these, because I would like to use them because they are really sweet. I think these actually would be really lovely, especially for this time of year. We're heading up into summer. If you've got, your garden, a little patio set, or even if you've got a little yard out the back with a little patio table, couple of chairs, these would be lovely just for the summer to pop outside. All in all, guys, quite pleased with this little kit. I mean, for £4.99, it was an enjoyable little project. It was a fun little project. It's not difficult. Anybody could do it. It's quite messy when you get to the grouting part, but that's all part and parcel of the fun of crafting. So yeah, really, really pleased. They've turned out really nice. They just simply need another layer of the grout. That's it. But definitely usable. I mean, once these are finished properly with the grouting, you could definitely use these. They are really, really lovely. So yeah, that's the little update, the next day update. So I'm pleased with that. Yeah, hope you enjoyed it, guys, and enjoy the rest of your day. See you for the next one. Bye.